We're here today in our Cambridge fitting studio, and I'm here today with Matt, one of our lead fitters, Team Titleist member. We are going to talk about the new Titleist TSR range of drivers. Now, Matt, there's 4 Titleist driver heads, TSR 1, 2, 3 and 4. Big difference between the 4 of them. We'll start with the 2 most popular, which is TSR 2 and TSR 3. What's the main difference?
So TSR2 is primarily their slightly more forgiving head out of the 2. So the centre of gravity sits slightly further back in the head to aid for stability on slightly off-centred hits.
Okay.
Whereas TSR3, the centre of gravity in this head sits slightly closer to the front of the face, which reduces spin and aids for ball speed. So for those guys or girls that strike it very consistent out the centre of the face, you typically see a little bit more speed and distance with this head.
TSR3. So they look very different when you put them down. TSR3 looks a little bit shorter and squattier.
Yep.
And 2 a little bit longer and thinner.
Yeah, that helps to move the centre of gravity into the right areas. So they're actually the same head size.
Yeah.
It's primarily that shape helps to move the centre.
So it's a purely shape thing.
Yes.
Okay, so one of the key aspects of any Titleist driver as well is the Cog system.
Yeah.
So in the back of the head, when we obviously got these heads off the shafts, you can see there that it's almost like a little crown at the top.
Yep.
And on the shaft, when we pop those in, there's numbers and letters, which isn't the easiest system of our suppliers. What does it mean? What does it do? Why do we change them? Or how can that help ball flight?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, most of the manufacturers use numbers in terms of loft, so it is very simple. Titleist have letters and numbers, so as you say, it can be a bit confusing, but with 16 settings you can really dial someone in. So what those 16 different settings will do will either change the loft, adding or reducing loft, but also change the lie angle as well, so we can go upright and flat. So
we can change lie angle on it. So obviously we've talked a little bit in previous videos about how we change lie angle in, or why we change lie angle in irons. But you would change it in a driver.
Yeah, so if you have someone that stereotypically is missing the ball to the right with an iron, you'd make it upright. So you can do exactly the same with the Titleist drivers. You can make that more upright. And the way I used to think of it was kind of like a dartboard. If you're trying to hit bullseye and you keep hitting it out to the right, where you can make it more upright in the Cog system, hopefully helping that player hit more towards target.
Okay, so it's quite, so when you're fitting Titleist, obviously you're a big Titleist fan, you play Titleist.
Yep.
When you're fitting Titleist, do you find that it's a product that you can really dial in and really be precise with a player?
Yeah, I think sometimes you can go a little bit too far, and quite often you can just move it one setting and it's good. But for someone that's really into it and they really want to get as much consistency as possible, having the option to maybe go 2 degrees up nearly in loft compared to that just under 1 degree that they use, that slight difference can make a big impact on that golfer. For a lot of golfers, you can put it into one setting, maybe move it a little bit, and it works very, very well. But for those guys or girls that are really, really into it, having 16 settings really means you can get them where they need to. And you're
playing quite a lot with that setting to make sure that setup's quite well.
Yeah, moving it here and there, a few shots, move it again, go back to where it was working well, and then when you're happy, you can kind of tell from the ball flight and the players' reaction from how they're hitting it that you don't need to do too much more.
So the other thing that I'm really fascinated by, and it blows my mind a little bit when we test the Titleist drivers, and I've watched you fit Titleist and Titleist drivers for a while now, but is the little weight in the back of the heads. So they're shaped differently in 3 and 2. They have little red colours and blue and green and whatnot and white, but what is it? And why do we change it?
So the 2 heads come with different weight systems. So on the one you've got there, it's a fixed position in the TSR2 at the rear of the head, and again going back, that helps to move the centre of gravity further away from the face to aid for stability and launch. If you have someone that's struggling a little bit to get the launch up and you've gone to maximum loft, you can't do anything else with the loft, you can actually put more weight in the back of the head, and that hopefully in theory will help to deliver more loft dynamically. Just the way that the weight.
So that's through the shot, through the head.
Yeah, exactly.
And what sort of weight can we add to this? You've got standard weight that's in there, but how much? And can we take weight out? Can we reduce the weight?
Yeah, so if you've got someone that can't release the club head, sometimes taking the weight out, making the club head lighter can get that face squarer.
Okay.
So you can go down to -4 grams, and you can
Take out 4 grams.
You can take out 4 grams, and you can add 6.
Wow, so you can add quite a lot.
You can.
And so that's the TSR2 with the fixed weight position. Yep. TSR3?
TSR3, you've got the same kind of weight increment, so you can go up 4 or down 4 or up 6. But with this one, you've got like a track. So we see this quite common on a lot of drivers. And with this track, I primarily use this to help with stability of strike. So if you've got someone that consistently hits it out of the toe, I'll move that weight into the toe. So I'm moving more mass behind where they're hitting the ball. Okay. So you get a little bit less gear effect.
Okay.
And then if you have someone hitting it a little bit out the heel, so my strike is a little bit middle to heel. Yeah. So I actually have my weight in heel 1, which just helps to stabilize the face.
Okay. So there's a lot you can do with the Titleist driver, from the 16 settings to changing the weight port to changing loft to changing line. There's an awful lot you can do. Obviously they've got the shaft options as well. We've talked a lot about TSR2 and TSR3, TSR1 and TSR4. Mm-hmm. New to the range over the last few years.
Yep.
They've been added in. What are they?
TSR1 is primarily suited for what Titleist will call a slower swing speed golfer. So stereotypically, lady, senior, junior golfers, it's a lighter head weight and it comes with lighter shafts.
Okay.
Quite often with the standard heads and the standard shaft weights, when they get to the top of the swing and they try and deliver that back down to the golf ball, they struggle to release the club head and you get that really horrible weak right shot. So TSR1 was engineered to help that golfer to square the club face out.
So just bringing in more of the market, if you like. That's
yeah, absolutely. So, you know, a lot of people still come in, I'm not good enough to play Titleist. Titleist's biggest pet hate is that saying. They never really had a product that did suit that person way back, but for the last sort of few generations with the one head, they definitely have heads that cover the whole range of golfer.
And TSR4?
TSR4 is an ultra low spin head, so it's actually slightly smaller, it's about 440 head size. Okay. Centre of gravity in that sits really close to the face and very high. Ultra low spin, ultra low forgiving, but if you can strike it consistently out the middle, the thing goes miles.
So it's a very niche product. TSR4 is almost more niche than TSR1.
Absolutely, to the point where actually there's very few players on tour use TSR4. They actually prefer the slightly bigger head of the 3 for stability, but it's still a very low spin head for them.
Brilliant. So there we go, guys. There's an insight with Matt on the TSR range from Titleist this year. It's a great performing product. Give it a go. Make sure that you see a Team Titleist member and get fitted and get all of those settings and adjustments just the way you like it.